Good evening, friends. Today we have a wonderful program which is need of the hour. In today's VUCA world, when we talk of volatile and uncertain world today, such program can create immense value. On behalf of AMA and Dr. Jaimin Vasa, AMA MSME Development Center, we welcome you all to this very interesting and useful talk today. I can see that there are so many learned people here who have come here specially to listen to Shri Bhagwat Yagnik ji, because maybe they will utilize these thoughts in their own working while they send their message to several institutions and the students there. I would request Dr. Jaimin Vasa to welcome Shri Bhagwat Yagnik ji and also provide a brief introduction of Bhagwat ji. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. My good friend, Mr. Bhagwat Yagnik, we normally call him Baba Yagnik. Prashant Bhai, respected Indira Madam, and my governing council members of AMA and secretary of AMA. I'm very much thankful, at least to Mr. Yagnik, for accepting my invitation for this MSME talk as a main speaker organized by AMA under the banner of Dr. Jaimin Vasa, AMA MSME Development Center. I start, and during that I will introduce to you. You have to speak anything now? No, not. See, let me explain to you why for everybody. Dr. Jaimin Vasa AMA MSME Development Center, which was started in AMA only to create a platform for MSME to raise their concerns, issues, achievements, and acquire the knowledge. Also, to acquire the solutions to the problem faced by the MSMEs and to create a platform of knowledge and opportunity for them. Through this center, we will be able to empower MSMEs in adopting holistic approach towards spirit of entrepreneurship, excellence for an individual SME. It is very difficult to analyze business environmental changes and their implications. This makes strategic management more difficult and calls for the external expertise. It has been observed that in many cases, collective arrangements become more rewarding, resulting in considerable savings for MSMEs. Such arrangement also enables them in effective dealing with government and industry associations. The available consulting support comes at a commercial rate, which is not at all affordable to SMEs in most of the cases. Friends, through this center, the services including the business diagnosis and advisory services wherever required, conducting capability workshops and group-based upgrading projects. This MSME Development Center will mainly focus on conducting programs and activities with a managerial perspective in areas like business strategy, management planning and control, and supervisory development, which is a need of the day for every MSME. MSME plays a very pivotal role in the overall industrial economy of India. MSME constitute more than 80% of the total number of industrial enterprise and support industrial development. MSMEs contribute nearly 45% to the manufacturing and around 40% to the export sector. Their contribution to the Indian GDP is around 30%, if I am right. And the sector has registered the growth of around 11%. This I am telling you because the importance of this MSME sector. Indian MSMEs have moved up from the manufacture of traditional goods, including leather, gems, jewelry, agricultural goods, to much more value addition in the manufacturing sector, to its entry in the value-added services as well. Associated with the high growth rate, MSMEs in India are also facing a number of problems like suboptimal scale of operation, technological obsolescence, supply chain inefficiencies, increasing domestic and global competition, fund shortages, change in manufacturing strategies, and the turbulent and uncertain market scenarios. As rightly said by my friend Prashant Bhai, we live in the VUCA world. The world that is called volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. What MSME should do that makes MSME more vulnerable due to their limited resources? The MSMEs need to realize that the size is important for reducing vulnerability. Just now, our respected friend told me, ask all your MSMEs to grow. Don't stay where they are. They should grow. I agree with you, sir. The MSMEs have to continuously improve market share and profitability. His first question to me when he came to me, we meet after around 1.5 or 2 years. What are the new markets you have created? What are the business in which area? I don't mind that what their business, how much it's grow. What are the new markets and new customers you have? That is the right question he asked. And probably I passed in his question also. The MSMEs have to continuously improve market share and profitability. The MSMEs will be required to scale up their operations, gain market share by improving their existing products, adding new products, and expand into newer geographies to gain the size. And last but not least, they will have to learn to build teams and human resources and manage them exceedingly well. There is, of course, a large amount of uncertainty today, especially on the economic front, which makes it hard for business decision makers to start taking action. Businesses around the world are experiencing the impact of the same global pandemic, but each enterprise's path to recovery will be almost unique. The implications of the recent pandemic led to a worldwide social, economical disruptions, a true humanitarian challenge with an immediate effect on all our personal and professional lives globally. You know that MSMEs are not getting sufficient incentives and encouragement. What is the problem of our MSMEs over here? They are not getting sufficient incentives and encouragement from the government. Also, in most of the cases, the incentives of the scheme is not being given to the MSMEs in time. At the same time, big industries doesn't make the payments in time. At one side, the raw material prices are shooting up. Even utility prices are hiking up, increasing very fast, and hence the working capital requirement is also increased, and margins are substantially reduced. This is a very complex situation for MSMEs. Banks do not support for the gap funding, and sufficient working capital is not even given by the MSMEs without collateral security. My question to our expert, that in such complex situation, how do you expect MSMEs to maintain substantiality and advise us the ways to survive? Let me give a small case study. If we look back at the revival of the German economy post World War II, it was largely provided by the growth of small industries into what became known as the Mittelstand, a backbone of the German economy. It employs about 60% of the workforce and contributes to about 55% of the net value added by the enterprises in Germany. During that development phase, after the war, the leadership, bureaucracy, academics, and entrepreneurs were united by a common purpose and worked collaboratively. This is a very good example, sir. Work collaboratively to create the miracle. Their focus was on technology and manufacturing. Similar recoveries in Japan and China and the development of the nations like Korea and Taiwan are sources of learning for the growth of MSMEs. But the common factor that arises out of all this is that manufacturing was enabled, not shackled, and that the growth was fueled by a rapid scaling of the small industries, only by the rapid scaling of the small industries and medium ones. Many of the Mittelstand companies in Germany today have become the world leaders in their expertise areas. The most critical success factor for the MSME will be reduction of time and cost overruns while developing a new product or value propositions. Deploying new technologies and delivering the customer needs. At present, the world is changing rapidly and competitiveness of business need to be maintained through continuous innovations. He was advising me, Utsai was, and Prashant Bhai is the person, is the company who only grew by innovations. So the innovative technology in all areas for improving the quality standards as well as building adequate infrastructure support accordingly. Technology has not long been considered a driving force for human progression. From the invention of the telegraph in 1844 to computers in 1937, the rise of the global internet during the late 80s, as well as the launch of Google in 1998. It's really amazing journey to think that these later achievements were only made possible due to constant research and continuous development throughout the centuries. As the old saying is, necessity is the mother of invention. And it has been one of the main reasons for the steadily increasing progress of technology. In recent years, there has been a huge progress in the field of science and technology, which provides us a large scope of technological upgradation in different areas. In order to improve tools and machinery for all the businesses, efforts have been made to establish appropriate laboratories, technologies, centers, and incubation units for this support. To survive with such issues and compete with large and global enterprises, MSMEs need to adopt innovative technologies, innovative approaches in their working. Competitive advantages is less derived from access to physical resources and more from the ability of the organizations and societies to generate ideas and to translate them into the economic and social value. In the fast moving global order, knowledge and intellectual skills are critical to create and improve products and services and to develop more efficient distribution and marketing channels, methods, and ensure the best of the customer satisfaction. New ways of information management and application are used to improve competitiveness. It's a constant matter. We are organizing such kind of important MSME talk at AMA, how you can start to think about the future and prepare for ourselves ready to face the eventualities. And that is how we have with us our very talented or very respected expert, Mr. Bhagwat Yagnik. I would like everybody to give a big hands to him. And he's with to give us an idea as a management expert that how can we get it ready for our future in this uncertainty world, and how we can face the future challenges, and also how can we be prepared for it through his experience. Mr. Yagnik, most of the people know, like me, as Mr. Baba Yagnik. He's a success. He's not a Baba in any case, but it is his pet name basically. But yes, he's miraculous. His ideas are miraculous. His advices are really supporting. And if anybody, he told me one thing: what you will do with my ideas, what you will do with my advices, unless you don't have a proper mindset for the implementation. I really agree with him that unless we take it forward, how can we success? Yes, sir. So, he is a successful human resources professional with over 3 decades. This is now Prashant B has asked me to introduce you. Over 3 decades of work experience with leading multinational and entrepreneur organization. Many multinational company, when I was talking to him that today's India's largest pharmaceutical company called Sun Pharma, he was aligned with him when it was the smallest, around hardly 26 people on the board. And we know that where it is. He was aligned with him for a long time and made the things happen what it is today. And also specialize in the subject of psychology and organizational behavior, and having proven capabilities in the area of cultural transformation and change management. One of his specialized area, which all MSME we need to know and we need to learn, is succession planning. It is very, very important for one and all to know, because we MSMEs are very small in all businesses. We don't think, we think that we live for a long time. Why we need a succession certificate? He said me, it is very good sentence he told me, that we fear of giving the charge to the next generation or your partner or your son, anybody. So that is keeps on happening. By the time it is too late and there is no succession, and that organization suffers. Rich experience of facilitating multiple transformation projects aiming at designing a predictable organizational architecture and enabling the culture while preserving the very recent driven distinctiveness. During most of his professional career, he has spearheaded the global corporate HR function and associated as an active team member at the apex strategic leadership level to augment growth across the geographics while cultivating much needed leadership potential around the world. His experiences with fast growing Indian enterprise have given him an insight into result oriented entrepreneurial focus and strategic preparedness for the unpredictable business realities. Mr. Yagnik's successful track record of managing the large complex organization with global spread, managing diverse work culture, regulations and human resources. So friends, we are fortunate to have him today, a legendary management expert with us today, and I am sure with his ideas, expert guidance and advices, we will be able to grow, or at least we will be able to learn something more out of it and success our business and ready to face. If any eventuality may come in future, he can make us prepared by his deliberations. So once again, thank you very much, Yagnik sir. Thanks, Prashant bhai. And thank you all for attending today's deliberation. Thank you.
I request Bhagwat ji to please deliver his address. Thank you.
A very good evening to everybody. I'm really thankful to management body of AMA and Dr. Jaimin Vasa to extend this opportunity to me to be in front of all of you. Knowing very well that I have many eminent businessmen, very established professionals and academicians in the audience, I would not dare to educate any one of you on this topic. Actually, there is a saying in English that it is advisable not to misuse your energy to educate the educated. And there is enough and plenty is available on this topic in literature. You have heard talks, webinars, plenty of things. I'm going to do something very different. I'm going to share with you my personal experience after coming out of my professional journey, working with multiple MSMEs on transformational projects and realizing what is hindering that growth orientation, where everything gets stuck. And that experience I would share with all of you. In a way, what I would try and do is, let us prepare ourselves to at least open the door, the first step, and open the door of how to prepare an organization for future readiness. What minimum is required there, this is what I would love to share with all of you. And purely out of whatever little I have learned interacting with MSMEs. See, all said and done, last 18, 19 months, we are talking about new normal and future readiness and multiple beautiful headings we have seen, and everything is attributed to pandemic. But I'm telling you honestly, even if we take away pandemic, we would have landed up in more or less similar situation sooner or later. Because what is in recent articles you will see a lot of deliberation on Industrial Revolution 4. And last few years, even before pandemic, you must have noticed that few companies were doing very aggressively different in terms of business model itself. So we would have in any case landed up there. Yes, what has happened that pandemic has precipitated the issue, brutally precipitated the issue. In 18-90 months, we have almost experienced a 10 years worth of change in that short period of time, for which many companies were not prepared and are not even prepared today. So the biggest question which is in front of us is, when environment is so much unpredictable, how the probability of likely disruption I plan when nothing is normal? Now that is the biggest challenge, and predicting what is going to be predictable in this unpredictable environment is our success to make taking our organization to next step. So next 45, 50 minutes, I'll try and share with you my experiences of the baggages what MSME carries, which hinders their actual progression towards making a very successful organization. But let me start with a story. I have a small story to share with you. Recently I was listening to Mahatria. He's a very spiritual orator. And in his one of the lecture, he shared a beautiful story. And I think it's very relevant for all of us and for the topic. So, please pardon me, I will switch over to the language, Hindi language, in between to drive my point. एक तालाब में there was a colony of insects and living very comfortably at the bottom of the pond. And कुछ दिनों में एक आधा इंसेक्ट लिली स्टॉक के ऊपर चलते हुए पानी के ऊपर जाता, and he used to disappear. बाकी सारे लोग, सारे इंसेक्ट्स मिलके यही सोचते कि जो ऊपर जाता है वो वापस नहीं आ रहा है. What is happening to all of them? So they realize that let us take a cumulative pledge कि whoever next goes up, वो नीचे आके हम सबको बताएगा कि what is happening once you go above the water level. And that's what they all decided. Providence, that the person who suggested this suggestion, he ended up climbing the lily stalk, went up the water level, and you know there are lily pads, lily leaves, big lily leaves. He rested on that, and as usual, he underwent a metamorphosis and converted into a beautiful dragonfly. Took off as a dragonfly, dashing and darting around the pond, enjoying that beautiful journey, enjoying a different world than where he used to be, and hopping here and there, occasionally sitting on same lily pads which were on the floor of the pond. While taking one such flight, he realized that there is a colony of insects down. And then further he realized that I have a promise to keep. I have to go down and inform them that what has happened to me. So he took a dash towards water, but by touching little bit the surface of the water, he realized I can't go inside. He returned back to the lily pad once again, and he got 4 realizations. These realizations are not only for this dragonfly, but this is for all of us in our individual life or as an organization, as an MSME. First realization he had is, if I did not aspire to be more than what I used to be, I would have remained an insect. The first lesson in transformation, and my request to all MSMEs, unless you dream to become big, it would be very difficult for you to look inside and evaluate what is stopping me to become a big. First, most important thing, I need to aspire to become different. Second realization, he further realized that even if today as a dragonfly, even if I want to go down, I will not be able to go down. So once you have transformed to a different form, you are much away from your reality. And the second biggest lesson to all MSMEs I would like to share here is, a transformation is transformation only when you start seeing your own past as someone else's past. So it is transcendenting your old form to an entirely different form where you are almost unknown to what you were in the past. It is a reformation of yourself. So that was the second lesson. Third lesson, he realized that even if I decide today and manage somehow to go down to that colony, they would not recognize me. They would not be able to identify with me because I am in a very different shape in a body. So another thing, when you change your orbit, it would happen that the people with whom you have worked in past, they may not recognize you. They may laugh at you. Oh, ये कंपनी देखो बड़े बड़े टेक्नोलॉजी के प्लेटफॉर्म ला रहे हैं, इन्होंने ट्रेनिंग एंड डेवलपमेंट पे इतना पैसा डाल दिया है, करने की क्या जरूरत है. आई मेट वन कंपनी when I was talking to the managing director, they were 500 crores company. So I said that what kind of focus you have on people? I would like to meet your HR person. He said, हमारे पास कोई HR person है ही नहीं. 500 crores company, 350 people, and he says, I am running with one supervisor who is taking care of entire administrative work of HR. Now just imagine that if we are not ready to evolve entire organization to think differently, we are going to remain where we are. Now after this three realization, he reached to a final realization, fourth realization, and I would request you all end up into that kind of situation where you have to go for the fourth realization. He said, now I am transformed, I am a different kind of form, I cannot go down. So what I can do? I owe it to my people. I have to do something which is relevant for the people where I used to belong once. And he reached to a conclusion. I can only do one thing, that I glide gracefully as a dragonfly. Inspire many more insects which are inside to move up to the top, get transformed and become a dragonfly. Why I have shared this story? Because it is important to realize that when we are marching on a transformation, no, it's a very, very painful journey. You know, when the friends of Narendra would not be friends of Vivekananda, you change your sphere, you change your environment, you change your orbit, you change your challenges. But it's difficult, it's challenging, but the journey itself is so beautiful. Because once you get into that conversion into a dragonfly, that independence, the ability to fly where you want, the ability to make your presence felt in the environment which you have not even seen in past, all comes as beautiful dividends along with that. So, future readiness is a very beautiful word to share, but trust me, along with that, there comes a lot of responsibility. And I would try and touch few of them and share exactly what I experienced. Of course, I have converted here into some management format, but I'm honestly sharing my day-to-day experience with MSMEs. See, सबसे बड़ा problem MSMEs में क्या होता है, or maybe true for many organizations, why I should say MSME, and now onwards I will not repeat MSME, please assume it is MSME. So सबसे बड़ा problem क्या होता है कि we have a ingrained hypothesis up to now that in business, relative stability is a standard norm. Disruptions are occasional. This is our understanding of the business, without realizing that such assumptions today are biggest illusion for MSMEs. You are no more in a business, which is relatively stable, or where standardization is a norm. You are going to face every day something very different, something very challenging for which you are not even prepared. So, coming back to the same question, are we prepared to be a future-ready organization? Are we ready to even reimagining, rethinking, recreating our organizational realities? Can we even challenge what is happening with us? Or we beautifully cover it and project something else outside? Do we have that courage to climb that lily shaft and undergo that metamorphosis to become a dragonfly? This is first question. Or we are silently, unknowingly heading for becoming irrelevant. Very soon we become the history. Because one thing please remember, when we are discussing here or when we are talking, every day organizations are evolving. Every day newer things are happening. Newer inventions are happening. Now it is up to you how fast we are catching with the changing environment. So this is one very popular thing we have seen many times, very popular model, that today our luxury to have premeditated, well-thought, strategic plans, that opportunity has come down now drastically. But what has become biggest requirement for us is to be prepared and create an organization which can effectively respond to changing environment. And that shift is becoming inevitable. You have to go from, now there is no more luxury of planning 3 years to 5 years of what we call as strategic plans. आजकल एक नया concept है, agile strategy. They call it in other language, strategy on treadmill. So you can't differentiate execution and strategy separately. You know, of late you have hardly seen a position advertised as Vice President Strategy. Have you heard? These departments are disappearing because you can't differentiate between strategy and execution. Everything has become one. The way we can't differentiate between leader and a manager, पहले बहुत बड़ी definition होती थी. In today's time, a manager has to be a leader and leader has to be a manager. There is no line in between. So we have very limited luxury to have, not to have readiness for the type of future we are facing. So ask once more question to yourself, are you already standing on a burial ground? Are we too late in our own industry to prepare for the type of future we will end up? Or we are still, there is something we will bounce back? For that, I have 4 questions to ask. And these 4 questions, we have to take it as introspection. First thing, honestly, we have to touch our heart and ask one question. Do I have even a plan that I have to be future ready? We are talking beautifully on various platforms. We are using big jargons, big words. But have we even put a pen, ink on the paper that how I will move forward? Have we even questioned that do I have a blueprint that tomorrow if there is a major disruption happens in my own industry, what I am going to do next? Second, do I have even proper understanding of what is happening in market? What kind of trends are changing? So at least I start reimagining how I should change my own strategy or start questioning my old ways of doing business. Do I have even understanding of things happening in the market? Third, चलो ये 2 आपके पास हैं. तीसरा सबसे बड़ा question, do you have people who can shoulder your change? Do you have? And finally, do you have that willingness to undergo that metamorphosis? Or you would like to remain what you are and start introducing some episodic things here and there and believe that I am ready for the future? This is question to introspect. as a MSME promoters, you have to ask yourself where I am when people are talking about future readiness. Am I even somewhere closer to being even ready? And this is what I want to focus today. How we can come at least at a door of future readiness where you are capable of even knocking. Ki I have arrived and I am knocking, please open the door. I am not talking about even future readiness. I am planning to prepare most of the MSMEs to even being capable of knocking the door of future readiness. And that's what I would like to focus as much as possible. Now, as an MSME, I don't want to get into all this thing. We know, and everyone is well versed with it. We have a lot of strengths, unbelievable. Like I have worked with MSMEs now very closely, and I have a large experience of working 30, 40 years with large organizations, global organizations. And I see the speed with which we can do miracles in MSMEs. It's not possible in a big organization. So we have inherent, beautiful, inherent qualities as MSME. At the same time, we have inherent lots of limitations which we are carrying as a baggage. Now what is happening that whenever you talk to any promoter, and I'm sharing again my very personal interface with many managing directors, they have justification of all this thing. Why you have a tunnel vision, he has a justification. Why you do not have any formal organization, he has a justification. They have justification for everything, and they believe that with all this baggage, I would still will be able to make it. Trust me, it is difficult. Unless you shade your obesity, you will not be able to run. It's very difficult. And this weight I see as an obesity. दूसरा ऊपर सोने में सुहागा या करेला और नीम चढ़ा जो भी भाषा आप बोल दो, our most of the MSMEs are family business. तो वहाँ पर एक अलग dynamics आती है. The dynamics is you have equity dynamics, you have family dynamics, you have organizational dynamics. All three dynamics with plus and minus, they act at one single place, what we call as MSME. Now, these are not only just three dynamics. If you see very narrowly, these are actually 7 dynamics. It's not just 3. 7 different forces at workplace, they come together. I know one simple example to make your evening a little lighter. There was one serious discussion, and suddenly 2 promoters looked at each other, and one said, Kaka ne kaun samjha use? Now I could realize that Kaka is a equity holder and he can question anything. Now Kaka ne kaun samjha use is a big question in many companies. Now so we are running with also very different kind of dynamics. With all this thing, if I have to prepare for what is coming next for me, I have to start thinking from the basics, and I'm touching basics. My biggest first lesson to all MSMEs is doing business for revenue and creating an organization legacy. These are 2 very independent approaches. Trust me. These are 2 very independent approaches. Most of the time, we talk about organization, running it entirely revenue focused, and wondering why things are not happening the way I want it to happen. You have not created organization. There is no one to shoulder your strategy, your plan, your business thoughts, how you will get what you want. But our focus is on revenue. शाम को गल्ले में कितना आया, that is more important. What has come to the coffer will always keep you away from creating a beautiful organization. So first shift we have to bring mentally is, am I creating organization, or I have created an instrument of generating revenue? And you may be happy either or place. So I'm not pushing you. But if you want to be ready for the future, your first step is to start creating an organizational legacy. You have to create whatever you call you are running. You call MSME, firm, enterprise, जो भी आप बोल दो, उसको सबसे पहले आपको organization बनाना है. And to make this, there is a journey, which is very tough journey from again a model which we have seen multiple times, from your comfort zone to where magic happens. I think taking liberty of little time, one more story याद आ गई, मैंने सोचा आपको सुना देता हूँ. There was a blacksmith. वो उसने स्टार्ट किया बहुत ही छोटे से. I'm talking about very olden time, राजा महाराजाओं के टाइम. But gradually he multiplied himself because of his skills. फिर उसने diversify किया. So not only hardcore blacksmith but armaments, many kinds of iron metal related things he multiplied. He became very rich. He became a noble person in that kingdom. पड़ोस के राज ने उस पर हमला किया and they decided every noble person should be killed. So उन सबको जंजीरों में बांधा और army took them to a valley which was known for wild animals और उन सबको उसमें फेंक दिया. सबको फेंक दिया. Everybody was crying, howling. अकेला blacksmith was smiling. So सारे लोगों को लगा कि हमारी हालत खराब है और ये एंजॉय कर रहा है. So they all moved towards him कि भैया प्रॉब्लम क्या है, तेरे पास कोई सोल्यूशन है? हमारी सबकी हालत खराब है, थोड़ी देर में जानवर आने लग जाएंगे इधर और यू आर स्माइलिंग. Who says you don't know I am a blacksmith? हमारे ऊपर बंधा हुआ क्या है? जंजीर. मैं उसको आसानी से तोड़ दूंगा, तुम सिर्फ इन लोगों को जाने दो. Keep silence till they move out. Everybody went to their respective places, waited for this armed force to go. जैसे जैसे शाम होती गई, अचानक उन्होंने सुना कि वो ब्लैकस्मिथ जोर जोर से रोने लग गया. Now another surprise. एक तरफ he was smiling and giving encouragement, अब जोर जोर से रो रहा है. तो everybody again went to him कि भैया प्रॉब्लम क्या हो गई? बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है. ये आप लोगों को जो जंजीर पहनाई है ना वो मेरी बनाई हुई है और ये टूटेंगी नहीं. Whatever you have created limitation or confinement for yourself is very difficult to break because you will not see. So कोई लोग मुझे पूछते हैं कंफर्ट जोन में प्रॉब्लम क्या है? We are happy in comfort zone. I said very good. Be happy in the comfort zone, but slowly you realize कि from ground you have gone to the stadium. You are no more in the game. You are out of the game completely. So you decide whether you want to be in the game or you want to be out of the game. Comfort zone में आपको बैठ के शहद की कुछ बूंद लेनी है या you want an entire honeycomb where magic is happening, where we are talking about how to change and grow as an organization. The choice is entirely yours. हम indirectly अपने आसपास इतना confinement बना देते हैं without realizing that we have created a prison around us. Now आपके पास बहुत सारी पैसे हैं, you are revenue generating MSME, तो आप क्या करेंगे? अपने प्रिजन में लोहे की सलाखों के बदले सोने की सलाखें लगा देंगे, उसमें हीरे मोती जड़ा देंगे. आप जेल के अंदर सोफा और पेंटिंग्स लगवा देंगे, एसी लगवा देंगे, बट यू आर स्टिल इन योर कन्फाइनमेंट, यू आर स्टिल इन वॉल्ड सिटी, you are still away from where magic happens. Now, unless you dare to travel, unless you dare to go out in such a weather, it would be very, very difficult to knock the door of future readiness. Trust me. So if someone says, अच्छा बताइए यहाँ से वहाँ जर्नी के लिए चाहिए क्या? क्या करना? We are doing everything. How you are saying that we are in comfort zone? So I have put just 10 points, and there is exhaustive list, but I thought probably it is not necessary. I am putting just 10 testing points that would make us realize, are we ready for knocking the door to be ready for future readiness? So if I say my focus, which is revenue focus in creating an organizational legacy, the first thing is a shift from highly constrained purpose to shared North Star. आपने नॉर्थ स्टार के बारे में सुना है? पहले जब लोग जंगलों में भटक जाते थे तो उनको बोलते थे ध्रुव तारा देख लेना, वो हमेशा उत्तर में होता था, एंड दैट वुड हेल्प यू नेविगेट योर डायरेक्शन. सो नॉर्थ स्टार इज वेयर यू वांट टू टेक योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. राइट फ्रॉम द पर्सन एट द गेट टू द मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर शुड हैव सिंगल लैंग्वेज, एंड दैट लैंग्वेज इज what is the purpose of our organization. और डू वी हैव ए पर्पस? आज तक क्या होता है, आपको अनदर एक ब्यूटीफुल एग्जाम्पल दे रहा हूँ, एंड इट्स एक्सीलेंट एग्जाम्पल. नो नो, आई एम फाइन, आई एम कन्फाइंड बट इट्स फाइन. So I will give you another beautiful example here that one company invited me for consulting, transformative consultancy, and I said, invite your Apex team. He said, Apex मतलब क्या? मैंने कहा people who matters, उससे ज़्यादा definition नहीं. She invited 4 or 5 people and introduced to me. I gave them one white paper to each, and I said, will you please write why we are in this business and where we will be in next 3 years. सभी ने इधर उधर देखा, थोड़ी देर के बाद लिख के मुझे दिया. Trust me, all 5 note papers have written completely different story. क्योंकि पर्पस मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर से नीचे आता ही नहीं. Where he wants to take organization, what he wants to do, why he is investing on something, why he is not investing on something. What he tells people is not what he has decided when he was sitting on his chair. Purpose is not shared. It's highly circumscribed. It's highly restricted. और जब तक आपका purpose is not publicly transparent, I am using a word, publicly transparent, you will never have entire organizational force supporting you to go where you want to go. So this is one. Second, incrementalism to utilizing entire potential of the organization. We are all the time in out. You talk to any MSME, आज पूछूंगा, sir, what is your next year's budget? would say last year sir हमने 150 करोड़ किया था, इस बार हम 180 करोड़ प्लान कर रहे हैं. Incremental. I will go in out, and if you probe little more, they would say, sir, 40 साल हो गए धक्के खाते खाते. We have started with 12 people in this place. Today we have come to 30 crores. Now imagine if I am a API organization, just hypothetically. You know, it is family of $206 billion globally, growing by 6.5% CAGR. And I am happy with my 50-80 crores. Because I am not coming outward in. My budget is, मैं मेरी पतंग को कितना धागा दे रहा हूं. आकाश ने कभी आपको नहीं बोला है कि पतंग को आप ऊपर नहीं ले जा सकते. आपका बजट, आप धागा जितना छोड़ोगे उतना पतंग जाएगा. और मेरा धागा मेरा बजट है. सो फिर पिछले उत्तरायण में इतना गया था, इस बार नया मांझा लाएंगे और ऊपर जाएंगे. So we are all the time in out, incremental. We are never out in. We are not able to exploit entire potential of organization because we never realize what is out in. Third, opportunistic temptation. अगर कोई मुझे पूछे कि रेवेन्यू जनरेशन से ऑर्गेनाइजेशन लेगेसी में मूव होने में सबसे बड़ी डिफिकल्टी क्या है, सो आई वुड टेल यू टेम्पटेशंस. You have to continuously drop your temptations to do things which are opportunistic. You can't create an organization based on temptation of opportunities. You have to create a organization which is working around an outcome, around a purpose, around a North Star. And not only you, entire organization, entire infrastructure, everybody is working for that one dream. Next, fixed minded. Fixed minded means, sir, I know my company, और आज हम इतना भी कर रहे हैं ना, वो बड़ी बात है. So we are all the time believing that with my available capacity, what I am doing is enough and maximum. Rather than having a growth mind, where I believe that I have to enhance my capability versus the type of environment I am lending up. My capacity would not decide what business I will do. The business ambition, my aspirations would decide what kind of capacity I develop. And that is a shift from fixed mind to the growth mind. Top-down, gut-based decision making, which is very common, to data-driven intelligence across the function, not only for marketing, across the function. आज हम बोलते हैं supply chain का सबसे बड़ा problem है. Now, do we understand supply chain? What is happening globally? Why containers are not available? What is happening to ships? Who is blocking the ships? What are the best way to get into the pipeline? We don't want to collect that intelligence outside. And I'm saying this for every function. We have to collect data-driven intelligence for each and every function. Not just gut-based, no more gut-based. We have to be very, very data-oriented. Next, we are usually risk and technology averse. हम बहुत जल्दी गले नहीं लगाते हैं. रिस्क को भी बहुत देर से गले लगाते हैं और टेक्नोलॉजी को भी बहुत देर से गले लगाते हैं. Whereas the reality is, you have to create an environment which is creatively challenging everything which is happening. So if you are doing one process, you need to have people who can question why we are doing the way we are doing. Unless you imbibe that culture in the organization where they question and question freely without fear that why we are doing certain things the way we are doing, we are not creating an organization which is progressive. Next, historical strength. हर MSME के पास बहुत बड़ी story होती है. And it starts with once upon a time. So we are all the time investing on our past laurels. We encash our past laurels, but we hardly invest on creating our future skills. Today, if we ask MSMEs, and I think all of you can do this exercise when you go home and sit with your management team, ask them, 3 साल के बाद हमारी कंपनी में वो कौन सा टैलेंट लगेगा जो आज हमारे पास नहीं. What skills we will need 3 years down the line which we do not have today. And trust me, you will have very, very vague answer. It would be guesswork or some big jargons thrown to you without having even knowledge of the routings. Why? Because we are not even realizing where we are going. If I don't know which kind of environment I'm going to land up, how I will prepare? अगर मैं mountain climb नहीं कर रहा हूँ, so why I will go with all the gears which help me to climb the mountain? So unless you have a purpose which is shared, known to everyone, everybody is on board, you will not think about what kind of skills I need in near future. Narrow view of TCO. अभी थोड़ी देर पहले Mr. Dr. Jaimin Vasa से बात हो रही थी. Total cost optimization पे we become very, very radical, I would say. कुछ भी problem आए, stop all cost. Without realizing that there is another way of looking at cost, it is known as growth view on TCO, total cost optimization from the growth view. If you have a problem, if there are resource, financial and people resource is a constraint, decide which vertical you will invest. You may be selective. You may be selective by markets, you may be selective by segments, but you can't stop investing. You are not realizing by giving that umbrella order that stop everything, you are actually going one step behind in your growth path. What you should do is the debate कि अगर ये मेरा budget है, ये मेरे पास available है, which sector we should invest? You know, Shell, in London Business School, we did one case study. I remember long back, and we were given that Shell global Shell case study. So वहाँ का new managing director, when people asked him how you do the budgeting, he will say, I will not do budgeting. I will not decide about capex allocation or what plans people have. My 4 vertical heads of various geographies, because my reward and incentives are on what we achieve as an organization, they would decide in which country today it is worth investing. They will have more resource in that country. I'm not going to intervene. Exact mindset we have to bring to our operations. That if I have a limited resources, I can't stop investing कि ये जाने नहीं देना है. Rather you start thinking about इससे मैं कहाँ पर invest करूँ ताकि my revenue multiply so much that I can invest in some other areas also. Hard oriented and soft oriented, these are two words, but here again I would take liberty to quote Tom Peters. He made a beautiful sentence in his last book where he said that nowadays your hard is soft and soft is hard. You know, एक टाइम पे फंडिंग, PNL, कैश, CFO महाराजे की तरह चलते थे कंपनी में. All this used to be very hard, and people say culture, development, engagement, resources, वो पेरिफेरी में. हमने सब 4 ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम कर दिए. किसका किया? सेफ्टी और क्वालिटी का. हो गया का. बाकी we were more worried about the hard side of the organization. And today scene has changed. What we used to say soft has become the hard. If you do not have an organization's culture which can sustain your progress, if you have an internal resistance to your new ideas, if you have people who do not want to join you for career, आज की नई प्रजा जो आ रही है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, they don't want to join you for career, they want to join you for experience. So if you give them 9 to 5 routine job, वो 2 साल में resign करके चला जाएगा. He wants experience. Are you deputing him somewhere which is a cross-functional project? Are you sending him where a senior person is growing and exploring possibility of creating a warehouse in China? Are you taking him along with him? It is a learning training for you. If you don't give them this kind of experience, they will not work with you. Now, these are the shifts where you have to start treating your soft as hard. And finally, हमारा सबसे बड़ा problem होता है what and when. And we rarely debate on how part. How is most important. It is very easy to think about what. The challenging part is how I will achieve what I am dreaming. Now, the other side of the paper, which I have written, if we inculcate this in our culture, we are actually ready to knock the door of future readiness. I am not saying you will enter. I am just saying you are ready to knock. Ye troubled journey is not easy. It is something like from enjoying that comfort of that colony in water to going up and getting exposed to many things, the weather, predators, everything. But this is a journey which you have to go through. और जब ये हम जर्नी की बात करें, मुझे एक और अच्छा एग्जाम्पल याद आ गया. इस चित्र को हम सब जानते हैं. आई थिंक इन इंग्लिश वी कॉल इट बम्बल बी. इन हिंदी लोग बोलते हैं भमरा. बहुत सारे गाने सुने होंगे. और गुजराती एंड राजस्थानी पीपल कॉल बम्मर और बमरो और समथिंग. यू हैव सीन दिस एनिमल. इट हैज़ very hard landing and it has very difficult even navigation. वो हर जगह टकराता हुआ चलता है. Till now, aerodynamics engineer, scientist, biologist, insectologist, geologist, they all are working on one single problem, especially the people who are in this area, that how an animal of this size and this kind of structure with 2 very fragile wings can fly. It is completely against all the principle of aerodynamics. How it can fly? पर जब ये लोग रिसर्च कर रहे हैं तब बम्बल भी उड़ रहा है. बम्बल भी ने उड़ना नहीं छोड़ा है. And this is what is our biggest challenge. बम्बल भी ने सोचा मैं दूसरे कीड़ों की तरह जमीन पे नहीं रहूंगा. Can we think like MSME, like any company, that I would not remain where I am. In next 3 years, I would be a very different. Unless we create that mindset to be different, that dream to be different, aspiring to be different, आपकी जर्नी की शुरुआत ही नहीं होगी. Now people say, dream तो हम रोज के देखते हैं. You know, I'm doing coaching. So in coaching, when I meet lot of people, they say मेरा ये dream है, वो dream है, and they use word goal for this. I have a goal to reduce 10 kgs. I have this. I want to do this. And I said, मुझे बताओ goal और wish list में फर्क क्या है? What is the difference between a goal and a wish list? The difference between goal and wish list is wish list has a deadline. It has a schedule. इसी तरह, I have met many MSMEs. When I sit across them, there are tons of dreams. But there is no plan. There is no milestone. There is no preparedness to go for that milestone. So वो सब wish list रहता है. And suddenly in one chapter somewhere near Anand, I was addressing, and after address I met one gentleman, and he said, sir, इस area में मेरा पहला plan था. I'm engineer of that year, some year he told me. And he said, Alicon or Alicon? There is one Alicon. He says, जब ये लोग आए थे ना, तब the basics questions on engineering they used to consult me. मैंने कहा फिर क्या हुआ? आप तो वहीं हो, और उन्होंने almost आधा industrial estate cover कर लिया है. The issue is not what I was capable of and what I was almost ready for. Unless you have converted into a reality, you are where you are and someone else has converted and become a new reality. So, question comes back to पूरा game plan क्या है? What is the problem in all this? And my submission is, we have, if you see any growth plan, it's a normal S curve. हमने बहुत पहले से सुना है कि every growth plan is a S curve. So you go to a level till the potential of product or company or whatever, you reach to a plateau, or you fall down, or you scale again when you are someone reinvest on you, or you yourself has reinvested on yourself. I call it as a real peak, and this is how we look at our growth generally. But most of the time, and it's true for MSMEs, that in between we feel exhausted completely. हमें ये पता नहीं चलता है कि आगे क्या करना है. And my all clients, without single exception, when I met them first time, they called me only because they have reached there. We don't know what to do. We are stuck last 3 years in same cycle. And I call it as deceptive peak. ये आपका बनाया हुआ peak है. This is not your real peak. And why? When you talk to them, they will attribute everything to the environment. So they would say, because of all what is happening outside, I have ended up into this frustration. मैं चौक हो गया हूँ. आगे कोई रास्ता ही नहीं. प्राइस बढ़ रहे हैं, ये हो रहा है, वो हो रहा है. All this thing will happen attributed to external world without realizing there is a big component of your internal dysfunctionality adding to this problem. And I don't want to even see that. Even if I know it, I don't want to acknowledge it. Let me attribute everything to external environment. But the reality is, if you actually get into the action, and I'm talking to you after actually converting companies into action, same companies which were stuck, they have multiplied 4x, 5x time. Same people, same product, same environment. Only what we did is we worked on dysfunctionality. Things which were weighing them down. And this is the truth. Now, when you start doing that, you are actually in a future-ready transformation. You are in a address both the things. And for addressing that, I'm coming to a beautiful model, which is a very common model. I'm sure it's known to all of you. If your organizational capabilities and your strategies, organizational strategies, if they are not aligned with the future which you are visualizing, there are 4 possibilities. One, either your both capabilities and your strategies, both are not aligning. So trust me, आज एक कागज पे लिख देते हैं, your exit is fated. No one can save you. So if both the things are not aligned to where world is going, your exit is fated. Second, you are strategically aligned, you have a vibrant mind, you know what is happening in market, but you have not created the organization which is capable. Then it becomes simple, noble intention. We could do this, we would do this, we can do this, all this word will happen, but you will not move an inch because you have no people to shoulder where you have to go. Third, you have very competent people. You have thriving, vibrant minds, but you have a very misaligned, unevolved, futuristic strategy. आप वही कर रहे हो जो आप करते आए हो. तो क्या होता है, जो मोस्ट ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में आप देखेंगे, और मुझे कई मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर्स ने बहुत सारे फोल्डर्स फेंके हैं, कि यू हैव मल्टीपल प्रोजेक्ट फोल्डर्स which are catching dust in the shelf. So you create thoughts because you have a capable organization, they can think and come, but आपको ये पता नहीं कि मुझे आज ये इस बार ये करना चाहिए कि नहीं करना चाहिए, because you want to do what you are doing all these years. You don't want to make any change, and because you don't want to make any change, you are not moving. So what happens to the project? In a drawer. Trust me, you have no option but to take this journey. If you have aligned strategy but your capability is an issue, you have to still move towards future ready organization. If you have talented organization with all infrastructure but you are not aligned with where world is going and how I have to change my business model, then also you have to take that ride. And this journey is the journey from insects in water to a dragonfly. This is the journey what I'm talking. It's a difficult journey. It's not easy journey. It's difficult. But you have no option but to take this journey. Now, so if I have to touch key characteristics, which we always say, कि तो organization का key characteristics क्या होना चाहिए? So there are a host of it, and I'm sure audience would add 10 to 12 more. So I'm not saying this is the exhaustive list. This is minimum to be a future ready organization. And I'm pretty confident Dr. Parekh or many of you would add multiple points in this. The issue is not whether we have listed points or not. The issue is these are not the things which we have today. That's the biggest point. And last point, delivering real and sustainable result. अभी बहुत सारे लोग जिनको मैं कंसल्टिंग कर रहा हूँ, सडनली ये बीच में पेंडेमिक के कारण उनके प्रोडक्ट बहुत ऊपर चले गए. सडनली 300 करोड़ की कंपनी 500 करोड़ की हो गई. एंड दे ऑल आर सेइंग सर वी अराइव्ड. और मैं उनको एक ही बात बोलता हूँ कि एनी रेवेन्यू ऑफ वेलिंग, एनी सर्च, if it is opportunity led, it is not real growth. It's like a straight line. You go up, but when that environment is changing, you slide down. Unless you have climbed the stairs, the stair model of the growth. So even if one place you are meeting a challenge of external world, you are still consolidated where up to the level you have climbed. All this episodic surge, you are going to be back. तो आज क्या हो रहा है रिव्यू में, when I sit with in their reviews, MD would give big lectures to revenue team. मुझे लग रहा है तुमने काम करना छोड़ दिया है. You are not going to the newer markets. You are not doing things differently. But he is not realizing one thing कि जब तक पेंडेमिक था, आपका molecules which are impacting upper respiratory infection, आप shoot up हो गए. अब वो बहुत saturated हो गया है. People have inventory and they don't know. Your buyers don't know what to do with it. Companies have huge inventory and no one is buying from them. So you are bound to come down because it's not a realistic growth. और यहाँ पर एक छोटी सी स्टोरी एक और याद आ गई. So I have a habit to tell story, but please don't take it too hard because I take to the extreme to make a point. एक रास्ते के कोने में पत्थर की एक ढेरी पड़ी हुई थी. And they were always thinking that यार हर चीज़ हमारे चारों ओर घूम रही है, हम ही वहीं पड़े हुए हैं. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा बहुत ज़ोर की हवा आ गई तो हम थोड़े हिल जाते हैं, या किसी का पैर लग गया तो हिल जाते हैं, बाकी हम वही के वही हैं। हम कब ऊपर जाएंगे? हम जैसे लोगों की तरफ मूव करेंगे। उतने में एक बच्चा आया, नटखट बच्चा आया, उसने चारों ओर देखा, एक पत्थर उठाया। उसने जैसे ही पत्थर उठाया, जिसको उठाया उसने सोचा आई एम अराइव्ड, मैं ऊपर जा रहा हूं, नोबडी विल बी एबल टू स्टॉप, सी पीपल आर डाउन। और जो नीचे बैठे वो सोच रहे इसकी अच्छी लग गई यार, ये तो ऊपर जा रहा, हम यहीं कहीं अटके हुए हैं। अब उस बच्चे ने वो पत्थर लिया और उसने फेंका सामने के एक बंगलों पे। वो पत्थर उड़ रहा है आराम से, ग्लाइडिंग विद द फोर्स ऑफ दैट किड, और वो लगता है सीधा जाके कांच से, कांच पूरा चकनाचूर हो जाता है और वो और अंदर चला जाता। जब वो कांच चकनाचूर हो गया तो उसने बोला जो भी मेरे रास्ते में आएगा चकनाचूर हो जाएगा, नाउ आई एम ए बिग प्लेयर। और वो गया और सीधा गिरा एक मखमल के कालीन पे। उसने कहा दिस इज द प्लेस वेयर आई बिलोंग, दिस इज माई राइट प्लेस। वो अननेसेसरी में उस कचरे के ढेर में पड़ा हुआ था इतनी देर से, क्या खुशबू आ रही है, क्या कालीन है। कांच की आवाज़ से उतने में अटेंडर आया वहाँ पर, उसने बोला मालिक आए, उसके पहले एक कांच टूट गया। ओ ये क्या, ये गंदा पत्थर मेरे कालीन पे पड़ा है। उसने उठा के वो पत्थर वापस फेंका और वो जाके उसी डेरे में गिरा। और ये एग्जाम्पल मैं उन लोगों को देता हूँ हर बार, when they take surge as a real growth. Surge is very episodic. Surge is not your real strength. आप वापस गिरोगे उसी ढेर में, unless you create the lifting which is not by a kid, your own lifting, your own power to go against the gravity, to go up, then only you will climb. और आपके लिए कालीन भी आ सकता है उसके बाद, otherwise it would be very very temporary. So, moving forward, आप में से कई लोगों ने बहुत सारे एक्सपेरिमेंट कर चुके होंगे, बोलते हो अरे मैंने आई हैव ए लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी प्लेटफॉर्म, हमने ERP कर दिया है, हमने ये कर दिया, वो कर दिया। मेरा एक ही सबमिशन है आप सबसे, एनी फाइनाइट इनिशिएटिव may or may not cut across the organization, will only help you do things better. It would not change you. So आप कुछ भी देख लीजिए, इंटीग्रेटेड डिजिटलाइजेशन, ऑटोमेशन, वर्टिकलाइजेशन, इंट्रोड्यूसिंग न्यू परफॉर्मेंस मैनेजमेंट, आप मतलब दुनिया भर की चीज़ें हैं। और यू कैन ऐड मल्टीपल मोर थिंग्स विच मेनी ऑफ अस आर डूइंग एपिसोडिकली, कि मैंने ये कर दिया, मैंने अपने वेयर हाउस में एक ऑटोमेशन करवा दिया सर, क्या आइए चलिए दिखाता हूँ। सो आपको ले जाएंगे, ऑल इज़ फाइन। दिस वुड ओनली इंक्रीज योर स्पीड, एफिशिएंसी, क्वालिटी, फोकस और योर एक्यूरेसी। इट वुड नॉट चेंज यू, क्योंकि आप वही हो। आपने खाली टेंटेकल्स बदले हैं, आप हाथ के बदले अब चम्मच से खा रहे हो, पर खाने वाले आप ही हो। फिर आपको कोई बोले कि आपको रशियन सलाद दें, आप बोला नहीं नहीं ढोकला ला, बिकॉज यू हैव नॉट चेंज्ड, ओनली यू हैव चेंज योर कटलरीज। सो दीज आर कटलरीज, अनलेस यू चेंज दिस कटलरीज आर मीनिंगलेस। सो what one should do, fair enough, I would give a simple suggestion. What we are doing is just doing differently, and doing differently is not transformation. Doing differently will make you only efficient unless you be different. It is not doing differently, it's being differently. It is reincarnation of yourself. Unless आपकी पूरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अपना वजूद नहीं बदलती है, एक इंसेक्ट से पूरा ड्रैगन फ्लाई नहीं बनती है, जहाँ पर कि उसको ये पॉसिबिलिटी नहीं है कि वो वापस वहाँ जा सके। जब तक उस तरह का रीइंकारनेशन आप नहीं कर देते हो अपने आप में, आप ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन की पहली स्टेप भी नहीं चले हो। एंड वॉट यू आर हैप्पी विथ इज टुडे ऑन द नेम ऑफ ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन इज डूइंग डिफरेंटली. Doing differently is not being differently. And first biggest step is being different. और for the promoters who are sitting here, मैं दूसरी बात भी बोल देता हूँ कि 70% of transformation fails not because of the issues with transformation. It's because the people who are involved, they have not gone for self-transformation. दूसरों की जय से पहले खुद की जय करो. This is very important. First, I need to change to become even relevant for the organization I am running. two gentlemen who have recently, father is become chairman and given them MD's position, और उन्होंने मुझे फ़ोन किया because I am coaching them. They are managing director now. उन्होंने sir, effective 2nd February we are managing directors, joint managing directors. मैंने कहा very good. They were on speaker line. I said मुझे एक कागज़ पे लिख के बताओ जो 5 साल पहले कर रहे थे और आज करोगे उसमें फ़र्क क्या है? What is change is just a designation. फादर की कंपनी है, फादर ने गिफ्ट में दे दी. It's not earned by you. You don't even know what managing director has to do. आप अभी भी वही करोगे जो 5 साल पहले कर रहे थे, क्योंकि अगर मैं आपको बोलूं कि आपको वो नहीं करना है, you don't know what I'm supposed to do. As a managing director, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. तो मैं क्या करता हूँ? मेरे जूनियर का काम करता हूँ, जूनियर उसके जूनियर का काम करता हूँ, सारी कंपनी खुश है. एंड एम्प्लॉइज आर वेरी क्लेवर नाउ इट इज, इंटेलिजेंट है, उनको डेलीगेशन करने में बहुत मजा आता है. अपवर्ड डेलीगेशन चल रहा है तो कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो जाए, सर तमेज की दूतू ने गॉन केस, सो मर्डर में आप पार्टी हो गए. सो व्हाट वी आर डूइंग एक्चुअली, we are making a very weak organization. So it is coming to the point, it's reincarnation. Coming to pillars, I have only 3 pillars to suggest. One, the external environment where you are. You need to know your ecosystem. If you are not aware about your ecosystem, you will be far away from even planning what you should do for your organization. Second, which is internal, is creating your agile business strategy and creating execution muscles. आज हम सोचते बहुत है, कर नहीं पाते हैं, क्योंकि execution is worst, and especially when it comes to Indian organization. तो आप देखेंगे 3-3 दिन 4-4 दिन तक मीटिंग चलती है, करना क्या है, सवेरे से शाम तक. वहाँ पर शाम को सारा भजिया भी आता है, कोई समोसा भी आता है, सब आता है, पर डिस्कशन चलता है, करना क्या है. और फिर जब इम्प्लीमेंटेशन की बात आती है तो बोलते हैं चलो कल से कर दो. देयर इज नो डिस्कशन ऑन हाउ इट विल बी एग्जीक्यूटेड. इट इज लेफ्ट टू पीपल हु they have to decide what is best for me to do right now. And that's how everything at execution level gets messed up. So, coming to a conclusion, trust me, no change in initiative, and I'm saying no, is before time. अगर आपको लग रहा हो आज भी कि we are before time, नहीं, you are already late, because you go out, stand and see the type of work is happening in the industry. Unbelievable. And before I conclude, I want to give this beautiful statement. I think the person who initiated actual work on doing things differently, he's the person who started when we talk about BPR and all this thing. He has written many books on this. When memories exceeds your dreams, the end is near. When you are still on your old laurels, हमने ये किया था, वो किया था, और आपके ड्रीम उतने ही छोटे होते जा रहे हैं, it's difficult, it is tough. Trust me, it is tough because metamorphosis is tough. It's not easy. Now, एक बहुत ही beautiful American proverb में पढ़ रहा था, native American proverb, कि your soul will not see rainbow if your eyes would not have tears. अगर आप MSME को एक नए अंदाज पे लाना चाहते हो तो आपको वो ग्रिल में जाना ही पड़ेगा. And as we conclude, again, permit me to tell you a story, because I think this is a beautiful thing to share with all of you. एक kingdom था, and I request you to relate that kingdom and the Maharaja with MSME. I'm sharing because it almost superimposes with our reality. एक किंगडम था छोटा, उसके आसपास बॉर्डरिंग ट्राइब्स थी, बहुत ही छोटी, पर वो ट्राइब्स इंडिपेंडेंट थी. ग्रेजुअली उसने देखा कि वो ट्राइब पावरफुल हो रही है. ही इज देयर, बट ट्राइब्स आर बिकमिंग वेरी पावरफुल. दे स्टार्टेड इन्वेडिंग इन हिज टेरिटरी, एंड अ डे केम व्हेन they created a syndicate and they said, is Raja ko bhagao, we can take his market, let's come. So all came together एंड उसके पास कोई चारा नहीं था, वो उतर के भगा। वो भग रहा है जंगल की तरफ। आप इमेजिन करिए, राजा दौड़ रहा है, पीछे घोड़े की टापें आ रही है, जहाँ पर ट्राइब के लीडर्स दे आर देयर टू किल हिम। वो भगते 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 ऊंची पहाड़ की एज पे आ जाता है, चोटी जिसको बोलते हैं। वहाँ पर आके वो देखता है अब व्हाट नेक्स्ट। उसने नीचे जगह बहुत बड़ी खाई, पीछे देखा घोड़े की टाप अभी भी सुनाई दे रही है। दे मे बी 1.5 किलोमीटर अवे फ्रॉम हिम। उसने फिर सोचा एक बार फिर देखता हूँ, कैन आई जंप डाउन। फिर देखा उसने तो वहाँ पर पानी का देयर वाज वाटर बॉडी। उसने बोला आई कैन जंप, ब्यूटीफुल। और ध्यान से देखा दैट वाटर बॉडी वाज फिल्ड विथ क्रोकोडाइल्स। सो एज यू आर थिंकिंग दैट आई एम गेटिंग इनटू फ्यूचर रेडीनेस, देयर आर ऑलरेडी क्रोकोडाइल्स सिटिंग देयर। फिर उसने सोचा कि चलो कोशिश करके अगर मैं कूद भी गया और पानी से निकल भी गया, सो बाहर कहाँ जाऊँगा। तो वो और दूर देखने लगा। वहाँ पर उसने देखा टाइगर्स वर मूविंग अराउंड। देयर आर लार्ज ऑर्गेनाइजेशन विद बिग पॉकेट्स, दे विल टेक यू एंड ईट लाइक दिस। अब वो एमएसएमई उस पहाड़ की चोटी पे खड़ा है, पीछे से छोटी कंपनीज उसको कैच कर रही हैं, आगे जाने के लिए वो तैयार नहीं है। अब वो क्या करे। वहाँ पर उसको दिखा एक पेड़, उस पेड़ की जड़ें लटक रही थी। तो उसने बोला कि अगर मैं ये जड़ें जो कि दिख नहीं रही हैं सरफेस पे, वो नीचे हैं, पर आप पहाड़ पे देखा जड़ें हमेशा बाहर होती हैं। आप पहाड़ की चोटी पे जाएंगे तो ट्री की जड़ें बाहर दिखती हैं आपको लटकी हुई। तो उसने एक ऐसी जड़ लेके वो वहाँ लटक गया। उसने बोला पीछे वालों को मैं दिख नहीं रहा हूँ, नीचे मैं गिर नहीं रहा हूँ। आई एम इन माई कंफर्ट जोन, लटका हुआ। So ostrich mentality, a typical MSME ostrich mentality, he was hanging there. And suddenly उसने फिर कुछ आवाज़ हुई तो ऊपर देखा, काले और सफ़ेद चूहे दो उसकी जड़ों को खा रहे थे जिसमें वो लटका है। So day and night world is changing where you are becoming irrelevant. पर आप लटके हुए उस जड़ से, आप देख रहे हो कि मैं irrelevant हो रहा हूँ पर लटका हूँ, क्योंकि न तो इनको फेस करने की मुझे ताकत है, न कूद के मुझे अपने आप को रिन्यू करने की ताकत है, तो मैं लटक रहा हूँ। अब लटकते लटकते उसने क्या किया, सोच रहा है कि मेरा ईश्वर सहारा है। उस समय ऊपर से शहद की रेवेन्यू की 2 बूंद होठों पे गिरी और उसने कहा कौन परवाह करे, अभी तो रेवेन्यू है, लटके रहो। थैंक यू वेरी मच।